Hello everyone, my name is Mina Andersen and today I will be talking to you about Native American culture, specifically the Native Pride dancers. The John F. Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts is the United States National Cultural Center, located on the Potomac River in Washington, D.C. It was named after in 1964 as a memorial to assassinated President John F. Kennedy. The Kennedy Center first broke ground on December 2nd, 1964, and it first opened to the public on September 8th, 1971. The center announced plans for its much-anticipated 50th anniversary season, slated to begin in September 2021, with a grand reopening of its stages and campus and culminate in September 2022. With a fresh interpretation of the seminal work that opened in the center in 1971. The Native Pride dancers educate, inspire, and motivate through the beauty and power of Native American music and dance. The Native Pride dancers teach about the dances, the regalia, also known as the dress, and the meaning and importance of the traditions of Native American people from cultural educators, musicians, dancers, and singers who are members of numerous tribal nations. The members of the Native Pride dancers includes numerous tribal nations such as the Meskwaki, Navajo, Dakota, Lakota, Lumbee, Cree, Pueblo, Choctaw, and Chickasaw, to name a few. While ceremonial gatherings in the Native American communities stretch back centuries, modern powwows emerged from more recent ceremonies that began in the Great Plains in the 19th century. When the U.S. government seized native lands, a period of forced migration and upheaval resulted in greater intertribal exchange and solidarity among Plains tribes. As new traditions diffused throughout the region, they became a part of the homecoming celebrations for families and communities separated by government removal. In the 20th century, warrior traditions were brought to the forefront of modern powwows during World War I and II, as they became a space to celebrate and memorialize Native American veterans. When the thousands of Plain Indians were relocated to cities across the country in the 1950s, the new intertribal collaborations were created. As Native American culture urbanized, the number of powwows increased, leading to today's powwow circuit, traveling performance groups like the Native Pride dancers, and bringing about the rise of dance competitions and other contests in powwows. I found the Native Pride dancers on YouTube. I was scrolling through my homepage and I came across their performance at the Kennedy Center. I've always been very interested into the Native American culture. Whether Americans want to admit it or not, most of the American culture came from the Native Americans. A fun fact is that more than half of the U.S. states have names based on native languages, like Connecticut, Utah, and Kentucky. The Native American culture relies on holistic medicine to treat and heal injuries and diseases. They also have designated spiritual healers who would be considered the doctor in today's world. These spiritual healers use all natural ingredients such as whole foods and plants to treat their people. As a future occupational therapist, I would like to think that I would use a very holistic approach to creating treatment plans for my patients. A fact that proves that the American culture was built off Native American culture is that the bald eagle on the U.S. national emblem is actually the Iroquois bald eagle. Dances have always been significant in the lives of Native Americans as both a common amusement and a solemn duty. Many dances played a vital role in religious rituals and other ceremonies, while others were held on to guarantee the success of hunts, harvests, and giving thanks and other celebrations. Commonly, dances were held in a large structure or in an open field around a fire. Movements of the participants illustrated the purpose of the dance, expressing prayer, victory, thanks, mythology, and more. Sometimes a leader was chosen, on others a specific individual such as a war leader or medicine man would lead the dance. Many tribes dance only to the sound of a drum and their own voices, while others incorporated bells and rattles. Some dances included solos, while others included songs with a leader and chorus. The eagle is considered a sacred animal to Native Americans. Because the eagle can soar so high, it is believed that it can communicate directly with the Creator. Eagle feathers are an important part of the regalia for both men and women. The eagle is represented by a dancer who looks and moves like a proud, soaring bird in the eagle dance. You will also see the eagle appear in a hoop dance, which shows other elements from the natural world as the dancer uses a different number of hoops to create a butterfly, a tree, the sun, and the moon. The fancy dance is usually performed by young men and was originated in the 1950s to attract powwow visitors. The fancy dance is also known as the bustle dance and is said to have come from Oklahoma. This dance is very flashy and colorful and has the fastest movement of any other dance, and therefore requires that the dancer has stamina, strength, and coordination. What distinguishes the fancy dance is the outfit worn by the dancer, a twin bustle decorated with colorful fringe that flows freely while performing the ruffle with fast foot movements. The colorful fringe is said to represent the rainbow spirit. The headdress brooch that the dancer wears has two feathers that are moving at all times while dancing, and at times the dancer's face is not seen because of the flowing fringe. Dancers also carry decorated coop sticks. The grass dance is said to have originated with the Omaha tribe. Stories told of the dance tells us that the dance is known as ceremonial. In the South, tribes believe it was connected to a warrior society that scalps were attached to the dancer's clothing to celebrate a victorious battle. To the northern tribes, the grass dance is said to be a blessing ceremony for new ground. The dancers trampled the ground to prepare for the village, and the grass was tied to the dancer. The fringe attached to the dancer's regalia sways with the movement as if it is to inspire the natural movement of tall prairie grass. This dance represents the balance of life. Thus, the dancer performs the same movement on either the right or the left. The regalia worn by the dancer are covered with yarn and ribbons that sway, and he wears lots of color. The hoop is a symbol of the never-ending circle of life. It has no beginning and no end. The hoop dance is used in traditional healing ceremonies in many tribes across North America. The significance of the hoop only enhances its embodiment of healing ceremonies. For many years, the hoop dance has evolved to incorporate new and creative movements and intricate footwork. The hoop dance made its modern transition when Tony Whitecloud, Jemez Pueblo, played a pivotal role in the evolution of the dance and began using multiple hoops in a stylized version as founder of the modern hoop dance. Each dancer may have his or her own unique interpretation of the intertribal hoop dance. The dancer can present the dance using as few as 4 hoops and as many as 50 hoops. The hoops are manipulated to make different designs such as animals, butterflies, and globes. The dancers are judged on 5 skills: precision, timing and rhythm, showmanship, creativeness, and speed. I hope you have enjoyed learning about the Native American culture. Thank you.